Hi everyone.
Hello again.
We're back.
We are back. So it's been
almost 2 weeks.
Yeah,
almost 2 weeks.
2 weeks here in Salinas. We do like it here. We did get a chance to go visit Manta briefly. Didn't do a lot of video or anything from Manta. We'll have a chance to go back there another time for a longer period of time, so we'll get a chance to actually really explore the city and take some nice shots, visit a few more locations. As far as here in Salinas, like I said, we're kind of liking it here. The beach is beautiful. The people are very friendly, but as you can hear in the background, because I have the door open here, it can be quite noisy if you're close to the Malecon, and we are close to the Malecon. So we're going to talk about renting here in Salinas and the process you may have to go through and things you may want to consider. But first, I'm going to go close this door. First, when it comes to renting and what we've experienced so far, there are plenty of places to rent. You might see them online on Plus Value or MLS Ecuador. Or some of the other independent agencies that have property here. The thing that you have to be aware of is that there's high season and low season, especially here on the coast. Out of just dumb luck, we happen to arrive in Salinas at the end of the high season.
Yes.
So it makes it actually easier to find a place. So
that's reasonably priced.
Correct. What you want to do though is not put yourself in a predicament where you're renting, for a short term. So if you begin in April or May, you don't want to rent for 6 months, because when you come out of that agreement, you're going to be looking for another place right at the beginning of high season.
That may be an advantage. You have to look at it. If you do decide to rent 6 months, that's fine, because if you're going to be leaving, going to another region in Ecuador, or if you're going back to the States, that would be fine to rent 6 months. But if you plan on staying in Salinas or maybe any other region, expect to pay a higher monthly lease because of high season.
Right, yeah, if you're staying during the high season. That being said, we've been looking around and there are, like we said, plenty of places to rent. You want to make sure you go and have a look.
Yes.
Be mindful of things that may not be in the listing. Check for, it could be termites. Plenty of things that you may not see in that listing. It looks great.
The listing, a lot of the listings are outdated. Mm-hmm. A lot of the pictures in the listing, I'm not going to say the description is outdated, but the pictures in the listing can be outdated, because we saw several that was from 2009, and the place does not look anything like the pictures that are in the listing. So be mindful that for people who want to purchase sight unseen based off of the pictures in the listing, don't. You really need to see the property to make sure it offers what you're looking for. It offers what was in that listing, those pictures, because a lot of times you come in, a lot of things are no longer available. The furniture is different, because what you see in the listing could be nice sofas, chairs, dinette, and get there, you have lawn chairs. You have
just
furniture that's not going to be comfortable for you.
Yeah. Also, the listings will purposely show the best parts of the property.
Yes.
So if it's on the Malecon here in Salinas, it's going to show the view of the ocean, and that view is beautiful pretty much anywhere you look at it from. But it's the apartment, and sometimes the apartments are.
The apartment can be opposite.
Right, and the apartments are usually huge. Don't get us wrong. They're usually pretty big, especially the older ones. They're huge, but they haven't been updated in years, so they look like they did when they were built. The tile in the bathroom might be that dark brown that you had, your aunt's
back in the 60s
right.
and 70s.
And it's just completely unappealing, even though it's a great location. So just common sense stuff, basically. Just make sure you that you know what you're getting into, and that you're good with.
Some locations you can hear, you would know when the trash truck comes around because they have a loudspeaker on the top that plays music, which can be a positive for those who forget to take the trash out, and it can be an annoyance to those who don't have to bother with taking the trash out.
Right. If you live in a condo, you're not worrying about when the garbage man's coming around, but you're gonna hear him if you got your windows open, or if you're out on your patio. If you live in a house, it's actually an advantage because you know when he's coming. And things like the guys on the street selling, whether it be fruit or juice.
Well, that is if you're closer to the Malecon.
Correct.
You hear a lot of
vendors. A lot of vendors.
Corner vendors
right.
selling different things, from juice to churros.
Yeah, and they'll have that thing on a little loudspeaker all day. So we've kind of gotten used to it now. You never get used to the guys who ride down the street with the loudest cars you've ever heard, the loudest music you could possibly imagine.
Millions of speakers that thumps throughout the apartment.
Yeah, so. It doesn't matter if you got your windows closed or open.
But other than that, there's really, those are the I guess the negatives that we've experienced. Right. Been, hearing traffic, hearing the vendors, and especially when you have a high holiday.
Yeah, holiday.
A holiday.
Yeah. Today's a holiday.
Today is a holiday, so the day before was packed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was packed.
So another positive is the weather. The sun is brutal anywhere in Ecuador. Don't let anyone fool you. But temperature-wise, it's great. In the shade,
it's amazing.
It's incredible.
Because you get that wonderful breeze.
Right. Here in Salinas, there's almost always a breeze coming from some direction, and it feels wonderful. I can't really explain it. Yes, if you're out in direct sun, it will feel very hot.
Oh, of
but
course.
It's only about 79 degrees.
2 shades darker since I've been here. Loving it.
As far as the beach, it's beautiful. We rarely go anyway. We walk up and down the boardwalk, but we really don't go into the water. We'll wait until the season is completely over, which I believe is after this week. An update on phone service. We were having an issue. Our phone service, prepaid phone service, ran out yesterday. I was just trying to reload our phones, and for whatever reason, it wouldn't go through on the site. I tried 100 times. Wasn't able to go in and reload our data for our phones. What I did as an alternative was go over to the pharmacy across the street. Pretty much every pharmacy, most grocery stores will allow you to reload your cell phone if you're doing prepaid. You pay whatever amount you want to put on your account. They load it from the register. You get a text. You go in, you use that money to then purchase your plan. Pro tip, the minutes and data do not roll over. I heard that they're supposed to, but they didn't. I ended up losing 13 gigs. So I'll be a little more aggressive this month. And I was pretty conservative last month with my data usage, and so was she. So now I know how much I'll actually be using. I'll make sure I use it all, or the bulk of it, before the month is over. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll be back with more updates, especially when we do finally switch our location to a place that we're going to be renting. So stay tuned. There are plenty of updates to come, plenty of adventures to go on. Subscribe to the channel. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Ciao.
Ciao.